Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I will explain the simple concept like what is virtual machine. I mean, so I already shared the video regarding the virtual machine. So today I will explain the concept like containers. So and what is these containers? What are all the containerization platforms tools we are using right now? And what is the problem solving of these containers compared to the virtual machine? Okay, so today's agenda is like containers versus virtual machine. Okay, let me share my screen. So I'm sharing my screen. Yes, now it is sharing. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so today's agenda like here, what is containers? Why we need these containers? So what is the difference between the containers? So what are all the containerization tools? In the last I explained, so containerization tool like Docker. So and what is this Docker? Why we need this Docker? So today I will explain each and every things related to the containers. Okay, let me go back to this particular slide. So previously I told about like virtual machines. So you know that virtual machines, right? So what is this virtual machines in the sense? So this is physical server. Okay, so we buy on the IBM or something. So on top of this physical server, we installed hypervisor. Hypervisor hypervisor will divide our physical servers into multiple virtual machines. Multiple virtual machines. Multiple virtual machines. Okay. So multiple versions, multiple, I mean, multiple virtual machines in the sense. So on top of the hypervisor, so it is virtual machine one. So it is having separate operating system. So virtual machine two. So it is having operating system. So virtual machine three, it is having the operating system. So virtual machine, it is having the operating system. So each and every application, each and every virtual machine, it is having its own its own operating system. Its own operating system. Okay. So it's this operating system, and if you want to install some application in this application one, along with operating system, it is having the libraries, having and the dependencies. The app, if you want to run the app, it is having it is need some libraries as well as the dependencies. So along with the OS, it is having the libraries and the libraries as well as the dependencies. Okay. So I mean, what is the problem with this virtual machine, and how what is the problem solving the containers? I will tell you. Okay. For example, mm, so this is my this is my server. On top of my server, this is my hypervisor. So my server capacity is 100 GB RAM, 100 GB and 100 CPU. Okay. So I provided 20 GB RAM. I am dividing into my virtual five types of things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This VM1, virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3. One moment. Yeah. So virtual machine 4, virtual machine 5. So, so I installed app 1, app 2, app 3, app 4. So I divided my memory like this. This use the 20 GB and 20 CPU, 20 GB, 20 CPU, 20 GB, 20 CPU, 20 GB, 20 CPU. And it is having operating system. It is having the operating system. It is having the operating system. It is having the operating. It is having the operating system. So my my application one is using only 5 GB of RAM and 5 GB of CPU, I mean 5 CPUs. And the application 2 is also, it is using only 10 GB RAM, 10 CPUs. And the third one, it is using 15 GB RAM, 15 CPU. So so here we are wasting the resources. For example, in our organization, we are having 1000 virtual machines. We install our we installed our applications in these 1000 applications in these 1000 virtual machines. So these applications, it is using only less GB and less RAM. But our virtual machines is having the capability of 20 GB RAM, of 20 GB CPU, but we are using the only 10 GB of RAM, 10 CPUs. But the remaining 10 GB and 10 CPUs are wasted. So here the resources are wasted. The main disadvantage is like the resources are wasted here. Okay, so resources are wasted. So to solve this problem, so containers came into this picture. So what is container basically? So we saw in the ships and seas, right? This container is having libraries and dependencies. That's it. So of the application. So to run our application, we need libraries and dependencies. Okay, so what these containers will help us like, so on top of hypervisor, so on top of operating system, okay, these containers place in this here, and it will create the containers with us C1, C2, C3, C4. But these all are containers, I mean using the host operating system. It is not having the individual operating system of each container. We are not, I mean this containers, it is not having the operating system. I mean I am not fully fully telling like the containers does not having the operating system, but it is having the minimal operating system. Minimal operating in the sense these containers will use this host operating system, and this containers alone does not having the operating system. So in the virtual machine concept, every application or every virtual machine, it is having its own operating system. On top of our operating system, we installed our application and libraries and dependencies. For example, in virtual machine, one virtual machine, it is having 2 GB of, it is containing the space of 2 GB. But when we are going to the our containers will convert into the MBs here. MBs here, like this is having the only apps and libraries as well as dependencies. So these much all, I mean this is having 2 GB, it is having only 100 MB or max 500 MB. 500 MB. Okay, so let me go to the diagram representation and you will able to understand the things. So let me go back to the diagram things here. Okay, I mean what are all things we are having in the, yes. So this is the thing here. So virtual machine, it is having the guest OS. Okay. Okay. OS, every virtual machine, it is having the, this is our infrastructure. I mean, this is the physical server, whatever you call, or this is the AWS cloud infrastructure, whatever you can host. So, and this is hypervisor. On top of hypervisor, we are using the virtual machines. This is the VM1, VM2, and VM3. Every virtual machine, it is having the operating system, and it is having the binaries as well as the libraries, guest OS. Okay, so this is the concept of virtual machine. When we move to the containers will share the host operating system. Okay, will share the host operating system. will share the host operating system. On top of the operating system, this container engine will create the containers. So it is having the only app as well as the dependencies of the app. To run the application, we need the binaries and libraries, right? So any application we need, if you want to run any application, you need the concept like binaries. What are all the dependencies you are having? So that thing you need to you need to have, right? So that's why it is telling like app1, app A, app B, app C, and this binary libraries. Okay, container, what these containers will do, like, so it is having not operating system, it will share the host operating system. So for example, this virtual machine, it is contain this VM machine, the third machine, it is having 2 GB of memory because of this operating system kind of things. I mean, this operating system, it will consume some memory, and it is having the, for example, if you want to virtual machine, if you run the Python application, this Python application, but you need the Python dependency in your operating system, right? So if you want to run the Linux kind of things, but in your operating system, you need the Linux dependencies as well as the Linux libraries. So the same way, so that's why the containers are came into this picture. These containers are lightweight in nature. Because why this lightweight in nature? Okay, let me take this one. Okay, one more time. So containers. Okay, so containers. What is the feature? Lightweight in nature. Lightweight, lightweight in nature, and it is easy to carry our applications, and it is easy to deployment, easy to deployment, and the containerization tools are like Docker. Okay. So in this container, we are having the base image. So base image, using this base image, we run some commands, build command. It will build our image, and Docker run command. It will run our application. I mean, it will create the containers for our application. Okay. Now you got the point, right? So why we need the containers, and these containers, we are having one drawback. Like, let me show me that drawback. We are having the hosted operating system, right? If something fail, so the Docker containers, it is not running, right? So we are having the disadvantages as well as. So in going forward classes, I will tell you the how can we overcome this problem also. So in future classes, I will explain that concept also, but you need to understand the flow. Okay. So that is the thing I want to explain today. So virtual missions versus Docker. Okay. So let me go to the explain the real-time example. Okay. Real-time example. For example, uh, mm, so real-time example, I will tell you like, yeah. Okay. So apartment. Okay. For example, so you are visiting, the 10 peoples are visiting some temple. Okay. And if you are going to take the apartment, and in this apartment, we are having the individual rooms. Okay. And we are having the some common kitchen, and common washrooms. I mean, next, staying rooms are there, right? So these are all peoples are using this common things of things. But if you want to go to the rent a house, each and every person, so this is kind of virtual missions. Okay. Now you got the point, right? So this is the concept like, containers versus virtual machines. So, and one more thing, if you haven't subscribed my channel, so please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Share it with your friends, and please support me. If you are not following my, I mean, if you are having any doubt, so please ping me in the comment section. So I will reply within the time, and please share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed my channel, so please subscribe my channel. Okay. So this is the concept I want to explain today. Thank you. Thank you so much. And let me show me that one more thing here. So yeah, so you got the point, right? You got the logic, right? So Docker, and so let me show me that some images. So what are all we are having the images today? I downloaded some images. One moment. Yeah, the downloads folder. Downloads. Where is that? Yeah, give me a moment. Yeah, so we submitted. Why it is not showing this one? So I will increase the font. One moment. Edit here. One minute. It is not. Yes. Now, so this is the Docker file. So we use we are writing some commands to build our image. So Docker build command, it will build our image. Docker run command, it will create the containers for running our application. So this is the flow I want to explain. So tomorrow I will explain the Docker commands and Docker commands, as well as how to write the Docker file. And the interesting thing is, like, I will tomorrow, or and I mean, whenever I'm getting the time, so I will create the Jenkins classes, because if you are fully understanding the continuous integration, the next step will be you will able to understand the things very easily. So tomorrow I will show you how to install Jenkins. So I already showed in the EC2 demo. So, but in your personal system, how to install Jenkins, and tomorrow I will show you the how we can create the simple job, and I will run that simple job, and tomorrow I will write one pipeline, and I will show you that pipeline how it's got executed, how the things are easy to automate our application and deploy our application. So tomorrow's class, I will explain that kind of thing. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So please subscribe my channel. So thank you.